Hello, you guys. Welcome to the next week of learning in 7th grade ELA. Today's to-do list involves, of course, read 10 every single day, read 10 minutes. I want you to go back and make sure that your friendship unit guiding questions have at least 3 sentences for each question. Many turned it in with answers that were too short. We are working on elaborating on our thinking, and so I want you to try to give a lot more detail, connect those ideas to your own life, explain what they mean to you, give examples, go back and pull out ideas that came from the Kid President video or the ball pit video. Put all of that in there so that it's not too skinny on ideas. I'm not going to grade them until Wednesday, but I'm only going to grade it one time. So I don't want, if you don't go back and fix it, I don't want you to come to me and say, will you please regrade it, because that drives me crazy. But this is your chance. Next, you're going to watch a video about annotating. That's this video. I'm going to do that in just a second. And then you're going to work on your annotating assignment. So this link right here is a list of reading strategies, and it's also connected in this assignment. But I'm going to show you what it looks like. What I want you to do is pay attention to the reading strategies that you're doing while you are reading. And I also want you to pay attention to your thinking that you're doing while you're reading. So here's a list of reading strategies we're going to be practicing this year. As you're reading, use these strategies to help you monitor what you're thinking as you are reading. When you do that, then I can tell the depth at which you are actually understanding what you're reading, and I can then guide you and be a better teacher for you. So some of the things you might do is question the text. You might learn some things. So you tell us what new ideas are thinking after reading sections of the test. You might make connections to prior knowledge or your own life. You might summarize a section of the text, which is particularly helpful if you're reading something hard. You might identify unfamiliar words or phrases, and even if you've heard it before, something that's kind of used in a new way. Identify information left out, something that the author doesn't mention that you're wondering about. You might identify the author's purpose. Why is he or she writing this? What do you think they hope? And then comments about the text as you read. This is kind of a double, because if I copy this, I cut it in half, so don't ignore that other part. Okay, and so the actual assignment has the article that you're going to be reading in it, and I have those reading strategies connected here. So let me show you what the article looks like. What most people do when they get an article is they look at the title, and then they look to see how long it is. That kind of gives you an idea how much brain power you're going to need as you read it. And if you were doing this online, I'm going to have you use the comment feature. If you're here with me live, you'll get a hard copy of this that you can actually physically write on. But you're just going to go ahead and go through and read the article, and I'm going to encourage you to read it at least 2 times and use the comment feature showing what you're thinking. So I'm going to model this with the first paragraph. I'm not going to go through the whole article. If this is tough for you to read, you're welcome to use the Read Write extension. It looks like this, and you can download that. It's really, really helpful. So you're just going to start reading. So New York Magazine, Friendship, July 30th, 2015. 5 years ago. That's kind of a ways ago, but not too terribly long. A new study explains why you and your 7th grade best friend drifted apart. Ooh, that's interesting. I immediately can't help making a connection to my own life and start thinking about who were my friends when I was in 7th grade. And I know that I was friends with Liz, I was friends with Sally, and I had another group. I honestly can't really remember their names. Okay, so now I'm just going to put comment. Most middle school friendships are pretty much doomed to fall apart, according to both the authors of a new study in psychological science and anyone who has ever been or known a middle schooler. Okay, so this is saying that this psychological science must be a science magazine. Studied middle school friendship. Okay. The researchers, led by Amy C. Hartle of Florida Atlantic University, tracked 410 7th graders, checking in with the kids once a year, every year, until they were seniors in high school, and found that just 1% of the friendships formed in 7th grade were still intact by the 12th grade. 1%? That is terrible. It's really, really low. That bothers me. So that's really, really low, that percentage of 1%. That bothers me because we're studying how important friendships are, and this is saying they won't be friends in 5 years, for real? That's kind of what I'm thinking about. I'm interested. So then you're going to go ahead and keep reading this paragraph, and it goes on to the next page. And I want you to go through all the way to the end. And then I want you to go back to the beginning and read it again and see if you notice anything new. Most middle school friendships are pretty much doomed to fall apart, according to both the authors of a new study in psychological science and anyone who has ever been or known a middle schooler. Now that I'm reading this a second time, I'm wondering, is she being sarcastic? Like, does she think it is obvious our friendships won't last? That's interesting. And so you're just going to, go through it again and just write down comments. This is what I'm expecting. Notice these comments are only for this first paragraph. So I really want you to show me a lot of thinking as you go. Once you've done all of those comments, then you are going to be prepared for our class discussion tomorrow. Good luck and enjoy.